Good Wednesday evening, August 13th, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. The Wenatchee Valley woke up to moderate air quality this morning. We'll let you know where the smoke is coming from. The U.S. Forest Service is shutting down some popular stopping points on the North Cascades Highway and Methow Valley. More widespread haze, but less wind for Thursday, then showers into the weekend. Your full local weather forecast is straight ahead. A firefighter in training with the Wenatchee Valley Department has been charged with felony harassment and misdemeanor assault for allegedly making threats to a superior and to a fellow firefighter during a mental health crisis, and for fighting with team members when they came to his home to intervene. Chelan County prosecutors filed the charges Tuesday. Wenatchee police say on July 31st, the 39-year-old probationary firefighter drove to the home of a senior firefighter and texted threats to him, including a picture of a noose. Colleagues from the fire department went to the suspect's home to intervene late that night, where he allegedly fought with them in the driveway. He was arrested and jailed before posting a $25,000 bond. Court records show he is now undergoing inpatient mental health treatment out of state. He's due to be arraigned on August 20th. NCWLIFE News is declining to name the suspect due to the circumstances of the case. An injured hiker was forced to spend Monday night at the base of Dragontail Peak above Colchuck Lake in the Enchantments before being rescued Tuesday morning. The unidentified 21-year-old from SeaTac had apparently injured an ankle and was unable to hike out. At about 11 p.m., an Army air ambulance out of Yakima was able to lower two Chelan County mountain rescue volunteers to the summit of Asgard Pass, who located the hiker and stayed overnight with him until a helicopter based out of Snohomish County was able to airlift the hiker to the Leavenworth Fish Hatchery, where he refused medical treatment. The injured hiker's companion and two additional Chelan County mountain rescue volunteers were able to hike out unaided. Wenatchee Valley firefighters were able to quickly extinguish a brush fire south of Eniat yesterday, despite the extremely flammable surrounding terrain. Fire Chief Brian Brett says it was almost 5 p.m. yesterday when the brush fire was reported at 125 Rams Lane off Highway 97A. Brett says the area is always a concern because of the shrub steppe terrain. A full response was issued, including helicopter assistance, and crews were able to extinguish the fire in a half an hour. Less than half an acre was burned, and Brett says the cause of the fire is under investigation. The Wenatchee Valley woke up to moderate air quality this morning as smoke from wildfires on the west side travels east. A map from the National Weather Service in Spokane shows the skies are being made hazy due to a wildfire in Canada and the Bear Gulch fire in Mason County. Locally, the moderate air quality ratings, which range from 50 to 100, were as high as 75 in Malaga, 72 in East Wenatchee, and 61 in Wenatchee. Moderate air quality can mean some sensitive groups should consider spending a shorter amount of time outdoors and go inside if symptoms occur. According to the Chelan-Douglas Health District, symptoms related to unhealthy air quality may include water or dry eyes, headaches, coughing, and shortness of breath. When we come back, two fruit-packing giants have joined forces on a project to speed their response to the autumn pear harvest. And the former mayor of Pasco is the new interim U.S. attorney for the Eastern District of Washington. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Fibercrete fireproof safety rooms can be the difference between life and death for you and your family. Typical fireproof safety rooms are 8x8 Fibercrete panels providing a solid sanctuary. Fibercrete safety rooms can be above ground, buried underground, or built within new home construction. Best of all, a safety room by Fibercrete is very affordable. Call 360-770-2088. You owe it to your family to find out more about Fibercrete safety rooms.
Welcome to the summer of good. Good people, good taste, good vibes, and good, well, everything. When you're ready for some old-fashioned good, Abby's is your place. We've been celebrating summers around the P&W for over 60 years. At Abby's, good is a legendary tradition. Some people say pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. Well, those people have obviously never tried Abby's Big Hawaiian, featuring loads of Canadian bacon and Dole pineapple. Right now at Abby's.com, order this juicy, cheesy, and legendary pizza at a mouth-watering price. Celebrate the summer of good with an Abby's Big Hawaiian.
There's no place like home. Because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories. And we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Call Alpine Air Heating and Cooling today. Your comfort is their priority.
Two fruit packing giants have joined forces on a project to speed their response to the autumn pear harvest. Pashastan High Up Growers Cooperative and Bluebird Incorporated have built a new collaborative state-of-the-art pear packing line in Pashastan. The innovation was announced today for the 100th anniversary of High Up's founding. The two companies have formed a partnership called Pashastan Pear Packers, or 3P, which will use a state-of-the-art optical sizing line to process fruits for shipments by both companies. They say growing labor costs and changing consumer patterns make the new collaboration necessary. High Up and Bluebird expect the new processing line to be up and running in time for this fall's harvest. The U.S. Forest Service is shutting down some popular stopping points on the North Cascades Highway. The Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest announces upcoming trailhead closures on the Methow Valley Ranger District from August 18th to September 25th to repair potholes and parking lots at those stopping points along Highway 20. Hikers planning day or overnight trips from those trailheads should be aware of closures. The sites include the Washington Pass Overlook, Bridge Creek Trailhead, Rainy Pass Picnic Area, and the Rainy Pass North access to the Pacific Crest Trail. Through hikers on the PCT between Bridge Creek and Rainy Pass will be able to pass through by using a short detour. The former mayor of Pasco is the new interim U.S. attorney for the Eastern District of Washington. Pete Serrano was appointed by President Donald Trump. He begins work immediately on a temporary basis, but must be confirmed by the U.S. Senate to take on the job permanently. Serrano is a former Republican candidate for Washington Attorney General. He lost to Nick Brown in last year's election. Serrano is founder of the Silent Majority Foundation, a nonprofit law firm that's represented right-wing activists. The U.S. Attorney prosecutes federal cases in Washington east of the Cascades. Senator Patty Murray, a Democrat, says she'll be among the no votes when Serrano's nomination comes up before the Senate. Coming up next in tonight's feature story, we continue our interview with outgoing Wenatchee City Administrator Laura Gloria. Hazy and cooler for Thursday with showers likely into this weekend. I'll have your local weather details coming up, as well as Eric Granstrom with sports as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Click Click It RV is the home of the lowest price guarantee on new and used RVs. Our summer sell-down sales event is happening now. Shop new and used RVs from all the major manufacturers. Up to $6,000 over NADA for your trade through August. 0 down and no payments for 6 months. And get a free Traeger grill with every purchase. Plus, it's your last chance to win a StarCraft trailer or $30,000 in cash drawn at the end of August.
Be a winner like me and get to Click It RV.
Don't miss Click It RV's summer sale-down sales event now through August.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
Central Washington Water understands the power of healing waters. If part of your wellness routine includes hot heat from a sauna, Central Washington Water now carries indoor and outdoor infrared and hot rock saunas by Tilo. Research shows there are many health benefits to a cold plunge after a good workout or relaxing time in your sauna. Harness the power of water in a hot spring spa, plug-and-play spas, a Tilo sauna, or a cold plunge tub. Stop by Central Washington Water, your wellness experts.
Laura Gloria will leave her post as Wenatchee City Administrator at the end of this month after 5 years with the city. She previously held a similar role in her hometown of Fresno, California. In tonight's featured story, she told NCWLIFE's Jefferson Robbins the main difference she noticed between the two cities is the level of community engagement.
When I used to work with the city of Fresno, when we did open houses, we were outnumbered staff to people all the time, 10 staff members, one person or two people. And for a large city, people didn't really seem to be interested for whatever reason. And that's really actually something that's difficult in government is generally people don't show up until it impacts them, where we would love to see people involved throughout the process, in the planning, in the outreach, not just when it's kind of ready to go. That's not the case here. People are incredibly involved, incredibly invested, have lots of great ideas, want to contribute. I participated and helped lead the Riverfront Park planning process. We had a steering committee of 20 really engaged people. When we did the open houses at Pybus, we had, even our consultants were like, this is amazing. How did you get all these people to show up? And this is just Wenatchee. Wenatchee cares about its community and they show up, and that was really refreshing and really really exciting because that's what people in our role want to see. We want to hear from the community.
You are bilingual. You were raised speaking Spanish and English.
Yes.
How useful has that been to you in this job? Wenatchee is, I think, about a 20 to 25% Hispanic population, some of whom don't have English as a first language.
I think being not only bilingual but bicultural is really important. Being someone who's reflective of the community, especially in the Hispanic and Latino community, I feel like relationships are really important in building that trust. And so being able to show up as someone who looks like you and understands you helps me bridge those conversations a lot faster. I can be in both worlds and operate in both worlds. That used to actually feel kind of like a hindrance to me when I was younger, to be honest, because I felt like I wasn't good enough for one or good enough for the other. But as I continued through my career, I was able to realize I can be in both spaces and feel comfortable, and that's a gift, actually, to be able to do that. So, I think it's been incredibly helpful in establishing relationships, which are key to the work that I do. But then also just getting to know people. That's part of the fun of the job. So really important, and I'm really, really grateful that I've been able to establish that through, just my background.
What should a future city administrator for the city of Wenatchee keep in mind? I mean, if you had a lesson to pass on, what do you think that lesson would be? Wenatchee's small enough, but also resourced enough. We're not this tiny rural city that doesn't have enough resources to do cool things. We have a lot of really fun things that have happened here. We're also not so large that we can't flex and adapt and innovate. And I think that's sort of the secret sauce here, is that we've got amazing talent
also at the city of Wenatchee. So amazing talent, enough resources to get stuff done, but also to be flexible. So I would encourage our next city administrator to really take advantage of that. That's not the case everywhere. I think that's very unique, and I think that's why Wenatchee's been successful and has grown the way it has. Partnerships are key. I've kind of said that through the interview, but we as the city don't get to do the stuff that we do without the port, without the Downtown Association, without all of those groups who are kind of filling in the gaps from a communication standpoint, from a resource standpoint, even private citizens, right? The story of Pybus, that was before my time, but we kind of go back to that all the time about that success of the port and the city and the private. And so partnerships are really key in getting stuff done. We can only do so much on our own, and I think that there is an interest and want to have those collaborations, and so I would really lean into those. Taking care of your people, I think that's a huge one always. I'm here to support my team, not the other way around. I really, they're the ones that do the job every single day, so that's always something that's really, really important. And then celebrate. I think we're so busy all the time that sometimes we don't get the opportunity to actually pause and say, that was pretty cool, right? When we got the money for infra, we were like, great, now we got to go do this.
The infra grant that helped to fund Confluence Parkway.
The $92 million, the federal grant. Got the call, we pretend, when they called us, they said, would you take 92 million instead of 102? And I put the phone on pause and we looked around. Of course, we screamed and yelled and said yes, and then put the phone on pause and said, "That's okay. We'll do that." So, yeah, taking the time to really celebrate that. I think we maybe went and got a beverage, but it wasn't. We don't do that all the time because of all the great stuff that we do, and we're just kind of constantly moving and keeping going. So, yeah, take the time to celebrate all the good stuff that's happening here.
Time now to take a look at your north central Washington weather forecast, and hope you had a great Wednesday. Hazy air out there. Boy, it was kind of a surprise, wasn't it, this morning when the sun came up and all that haze. As I mentioned earlier in the newscast, moderate air quality throughout the Wenatchee Valley today. And as we look down at the Wenatchee Valley from our jump-off ridge tower camera, you can see some of that haze along the Cascades, and you could smell it out there as well today. Not as much wind tomorrow, even though we'll see some haze, and then some changes as we get into the end of the week. Partly cloudy and temperatures seasonably warm on Thursday, and then Friday and into Saturday. Friday afternoon, Friday evening, a good chance for rain showers, and then a good chance for rain showers once again on Saturday morning, but before things get better by the time we end our weekend on Sunday. So cooler and wetter as we head into the upcoming weekend. Today it was a warm one, 92 unofficially at Pangbourne Airport. 87 is our normal high temperature now. 102 our record set in 1998. 73 this morning, warm one again. 62 is our normal low and our record cold. 48 degrees, record cool anyway, set back in 1995. Sunrise this morning happened at 5:55 and the sun sets tonight at 8:15. Taking a look now at your Thursday temperatures, much cooler, mid-80s, 86s for Moses Lake, Ephrata, into Wenatchee, into Entiat, also Chelan, a touch warmer in Omak at 87 tomorrow, mid-80s then for Leavenworth and for Kashmir. As we take a look at tonight, we do expect hazy skies to continue overnight. The winds will die down, strong in some areas. Red flag warning will be in effect until 9 p.m. tonight. Low temperatures overnight into the mid-60s. For your Thursday, once again, one of those hazy days. We're going to continue to see a west and northwest breeze into the Wenatchee Valley, and that'll bring more of that British Columbia smoke our way on Thursday. We'll be cooler, though, with high temperatures into the mid-80s tomorrow afternoon. As we end our work week on Friday, mostly cloudy. Large area of low pressure begins to slide down during the day, not so much, but as we get into our evening hours, rain is likely for Friday with high temperatures only around 80 degrees. And then for Saturday, here's your Saturday morning, giving way to just mostly cloudy skies by the afternoon on Saturday. Temperatures will be mild with readings into the low 80s. And then as we get you into the end of the weekend on Sunday, boy, it looks beautiful. The ridge of high pressure builds back up over the Pacific Northwest. We will warm up just a little bit Sunday as well with high temperatures into the mid 80s. And that nice weather trend will continue right into the first part of next week with mostly sunny skies on Monday. Maybe just a mix of clouds and sun Monday afternoon and mild. High temperatures Monday into the mid 80s. And by the end of our forecast on Tuesday, just beautiful sunshine all over out there. Couple areas of low pressure building in the Pacific, but they'll kind of work themselves out as we make our way into the mid part of the week. High temperatures on Tuesday into the mid and upper 80s. Taking a look at that 7-day forecast, 65 overnight tonight, hazy and cooler tomorrow with 86 our high temperature. And then remember, evening rain Friday likely, morning rain Saturday likely and cooler, 80 for Friday, 83 Saturday, and then a nice stretch of days Sunday through Tuesday, mostly sunny to sunny skies with high temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE channel. Happy Hump Day. Seattle scored a run in the top of the first inning, and as it turns out, that would be the only run of the day in the Mariners' 1-0 win at Baltimore yesterday. Randy Rosarina got aboard in the first, and Josh Naylor brought him home for the first and only run of the ballgame. From then on, it was a pitcher's duel as George Kirby earned his 8th win of the season, going 7 innings and allowing just 3 hits.
From start to finish as being the man on the mound right now, Dean Kramer.
There goes Randy, and he'll slide in without the throw. Rushman loses it in the transfer. And for Randy. And here's Josh Naylor, the only player in Major League history with 10 solo bases and 4 more home runs the first 15 games with the franchise. How about that? And he's first pitch swinging, and that's up the middle, base hit. Randy's going to score easily from second base as he trots across home plate. Just like that, the Mariners have taken a 1-0 lead here in the first.
Keeping that momentum, right? You travel all the way to the East Coast, so you have to, really manufacture some of that energy. But I love this, jumping all over some of these first pitches.
6 in the first inning in the first 2 games, then in the 5th and 7th Sunday. That ball is absolutely laced. Gunnar Henderson darted out of the box, and he will try to run to second, and he is going to be safe there, right in the face of Dom Canzone. He double dog dared him to get him out.
Looking for the final out here in the 4th, and he's going to get it. He strikes out Adley Rutschman. His
117th start of his career, trying to get an out in the 8th inning as a starter for just the 3rd time. 2 breaking balls. This one hammered to right. Ryan Noda makes the catch and calmly lands into the padding. And Dean Kramer has his longest start in 3 years.
Mountcastle ready. Munoz is ready. 2 aboard. Ground ball is short. JP's got it. The throw to first, and the ball game is over. The Mariners shut out the Orioles here in Baltimore 1-0. Munoz hung in there, and he picks up his 28th save of the season, as the Mariners have now won 8 in a row. Guys out there at second base doing their happy dance.
Andres Munoz spoke afterward the ball game and said he really got dizzy on the mound and needed a moment to compose himself.
Yes, it was just a weird situation, and I've been in those situations before where I start to get like a headlight and I start to get a little bit dizzy, and normally I don't say anything, but I think that is something bad that I don't do often, that sometimes we need a little bit of time, and that is why I take my time. And obviously I don't want to delay the game or anything like that, but I feel like as soon as we got there, we're supposed to be like the best that we can, and sometimes we can't work like that, and that was why I take a little bit of time. Normally I don't do that. I always try to go through all those things, but I start to get a little bit too much dizzy, and I just don't want that something worse happen in that situation.
Powered through, and your teammates also helped you. What did they say to help calm you down a little bit?
Oh, like everybody starts to told me breathe, take your time. We don't have any rush to throw the next pitch, and I think those things help me a lot. Obviously, like I say, I don't want to do that. I never want to delay the game and all those things, but I think at that point in the game, we have to be very careful with all those things, because some bad things can happen, and we have to take care of that.
Seattle and Baltimore are playing again at Oriole Park today. That's right now on Root Sports Northwest. Seattle is now tied with Houston atop the American League West after the Astros were pounded by Boston 14-1. Texas is 6.5 games back after a 3-2 loss to Arizona. Athletics blanked Tampa Bay 6-0. The Angels edged the Dodgers on Joe Adell's walk-off RBI single in the bottom of the 10th inning, 7-6 the final. Well, the Seahawks continue the installation of a new offense in training camp at the VMAC in Renton. New offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak says quarterback Sam Darnold is leading every step in the process as Seattle moves forward.
Sam has done a phenomenal job, and we're adjusting to him. We want to play off his strengths. He's played a lot of football in the NFL. He's been accurate throughout camp, been a great leader, and as a coaching staff, we want to do what he does best. Yeah, they put a lot of time together. They've grown with the accumulated reps. I've seen progress there, and that's stuff that doesn't stop. They just got to keep the timing of the pass game is just about practicing it every day and staying on the details, and they've been good with that so far. We can get better. Well, the building block is your quarterback, and you're having a leader at quarterback, a guy that can run the show, and we have one of those. We got some really good young guys, or Drew's not a young guy, but Drew's done a phenomenal job too. So it all starts with him, and I think we're happy to have Sam. I just want to keep getting him better.
Meanwhile, defensive coordinator Adden Dirty continues to be impressed by rookies and those down on the depth chart capturing their moments to shine.
We spend a lot of time talking about the D-line. So, I feel with that position group, but all position groups, the more competition you have in that room, the better the standard of players. When you play a rotational-based defensive line, you're rolling people in, rolling people out. People have to learn to maximize plays. O'Connell, Gaines, Ivy, all these guys, what I'm seeing is they're learning when they go in, they have these few moments. And that's how their career will go as they grow, And if they take those moments, they have more opportunity. And he took an opportunity the other night, So you now can he consistently do it? It's easy when you first jump out there and you're rolling. He's doing a great job, but now it's like this league is about doing it every day,
Seattle hosts the Kansas City Chiefs in their second preseason game Friday night at 7 o'clock. Many more starters are expected to get playing time in this one. It'll be broadcast on King 5 TV in Seattle. It will be Bellingham and Portland for the West Coast League Championship coming up tomorrow night. Bellingham won the North Division title after waiting out a 2-hour rain and lightning delay in Edmonton. The game final 5-2. Dominic Caban led the way for the Bells, going 2 for 5 with 2 RBI. Corvallis got out to an early 3-run lead, but Portland came back and tied it on Josh Schleichert's leadoff home run in the bottom of the 6th and took the lead later in the inning on Grafton Stroop's RBI single. Pickles' pitching staff held on from there for the 6-5 victory. Walker Stadium will be the site for tomorrow night's championship game as Portland tries to win back-to-back titles. First pitch is scheduled for 7:15. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Wednesday.
And that will do it for this Wednesday newscast. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at NCWLIFE.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.